Hi folks, I hope you had an absolutely fantastic Christmas and very best wishes for the coming year. So today I'm really excited. There's been a little bit of a break in the weather. It's still drizzling a bit, but this afternoon apparently it's going to be dry. So I'm going to go out and test my new Christmas present, which is my DJI Goggles 2 with an O3 air unit. I'm going to do that in the trusty AR Pro test plane. You can see that I've got mounted in the test plane the DJI O3 air unit mounted in here, and the camera there, just tacked in with a bit of hot glue at the moment, just as a temporary measure. I did have to cut a little bit of the foam around from the camera housing on the AR Pro, because this camera is quite a lot bigger than the V1 air unit camera, and it was showing in the image in the workshop. So yeah, typical of DJI, this product, the build quality, well, it's just absolutely phenomenal. The V1s have been fantastic, and obviously with WTFOS recently, just absolutely amazing with iNav. Today I'm going to go out and test kind of where we, going backwards again in time, when the V1s first had a temporary kind of OSD done by the iNav developers, did a great job. That's happening again now with the O3 variant. I am hopeful, however, that DJI and the iNav community will get together. I'm sure if there's positivity that will happen, and we can get a really, a full-blown OSD in this product. But the reason why I chose this product over Walk Snail or HD Zero is A, because I love the DJI products. This has been, the V1s have been amazing, but also this has got full adjustability for me to wear these goggles without having to wear my contact lenses. You can see I wear glasses, and without them wearing these goggles, I have to pop them in. It's hassle. So yeah, nice little, by the way, nice little cover on these lenses in the DJI product. But these are fully adjustable, and I've adjusted them for my eyes, and in the workshop I've tested them, and the clarity was mind-blowing. Not just the clarity of the visual clarity in terms of not having any kind of fuzziness or out of focus, but just the colours and the vibrancy. This is obviously 1080p, and the V1s are 720. The other thing that I really like is just the way this battery with a power meter on it and this little clip all clips together, and it just can go in your pocket to give you total portability. Yeah, really impressed with that. I think that Walk Snail is also an amazing product. Looking forward to seeing that. A friend of mine is going to be getting Walk Snail. It'll be great to compare the two. And the new HD Zero, I believe, is got a growing fan base. Although I believe that that's probably more suited to people looking for lower latency rather than super high quality. And the videos I've seen on YouTube, I haven't seen anything that compares to the quality that I've been seeing in the workshop. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see how it all develops. But I guess we have to be, despite all the contentious arguments about DJI being a terrible company and not caring about the iNav community and all of that kind of stuff, which, I understand why people say those things, but it doesn't really help in terms of getting things moving forward, is that, at the end of the day, DJI are the ones that brought HD FPV to the community. So I guess we have to be at least grateful for that. I'm not particularly interested in, becoming judgmental or criticising anyone or anything, because it doesn't really add anything positive to your life or doesn't help progress. But at the end of the day, I understand why people do get upset about those things, and I do sympathise. Okay, so all that said, really excited to go out into the field and put this all together and test it. I'm not sure how much flight time we're going to get. Let's do that and see how that turns out.
Hi guys, so I am here at the field. It's very murky. I'm in between rain showers. Had to sit in the car for half an hour before I actually got out. Quite grey, windy, probably 12 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 25 miles an hour. Nothing the AR Pro can't handle. So yeah, we're going to put the first flight, I'm going to put it up, and going to do a recording with the O3 air unit without the Rocksteady stabilisation, and just run through the OSD elements that I've got set up in iNav to see what works, what doesn't work. It's not all of the OSD elements, it's just ones which I think I would need as a bare minimum to get by. So we'll run through those, see what works, and then hopefully be able to give some feedback to the developers. The nightly build that I have on here is the one from yesterday, which I think was the 4th of January nightly build. And then we'll put it up again on the second flight and we'll try the rock steady stabilization and then compare that to the unstabilized O3 4K footage. And we'll then stabilize that with GyroFlow, and we'll do the same with the Hero 6 footage and stabilize that with GyroFlow or Real Steady or both, just to get some comparisons to see whether it is going to be practical to use the DJI O3 system without a GoPro. I'm a little bit skeptical myself, but yeah, let's give it a test. It might be fine for, you know, just get some general footage, but if you want to get some really cinematic footage, it might not be the solution. But nevertheless, it's still a fantastic, obviously, camera and recording option, and I think it probably, you know, equals, if not beats or matches, all of the kind of dual function cameras that are out there at the moment. Right, let's see if this tightened up servo makes any difference to launch. Maybe I didn't throw it quite hard enough, but it didn't go straight up. Right, a bit harder next time. Still a bit girly. Right, let's get these goggles down and see what this looks like. Wow. Already I can tell you that's noticeably different to the V1s, this resolution. Wow, that is pretty impressive. Wow, it is very windy. Oh, the horizon's looking a bit funny with the... Okay, let's take it out of loiter. Let's just take in the resolution for a second before we start talking about anything else. Look at those clouds, man. Oof. Better get this done fairly quickly. Okay, let's cruise over there. So altitude is just below home. No, that's distance from home and then altitude. That's not looking so good. Let's just come down a bit. Doesn't seem to be changing. I think that's altitude. Let me just get this into cruise.
Cruise mode.
Lower the cruise throttle. Right, so top left. Top left is RSSI. And then we have flight mode. Then we have number of satellites. Then we've got distance from home. Could that be 1.2 kilometers? Could be. Obviously some issues there with decimal point and that question mark. Then below that we should have altitude. That's not working at all. Let me just change the OSD and go back again. Right, that's reappeared. Altitude, not sure what that is. Let's keep away from the village. Okay, next one is climb rate in meters per second, so that's the numeric vario. And we've got, I did have the vario on the OSD in iNav, the vertical vario bar, that's not appeared. Then below that, what's below that? Let me just check my notes. Climb efficiency, then it's battery voltage, current draw, power in watts. There's no cell voltage selectable from iNav. Power in watts, battery remaining capacity, battery percentage. Okay, let's just return it to
Aqua mode. Return to launch.
Return it to launch. Okay, so the home arrow looks like it's the wrong way round. Okay, so from the top down again, so we've got flight mode, satellites, distance from home, altitude, climb rate, numeric vario. Below numeric vario, it should be... Let me get my piece of paper here. Below numeric vario, it should be climb efficiency. Don't think that's there. No. Then battery voltage, amp draw, current draw, and then we have power in watts, remaining battery capacity and percentage. And then the top right hand corner we have the craft name, we have the GPS, what do they call that in iNav? They call that the GPS plus code, which is a combination of longitude and latitude. Then we've got the on-time fly time, so on-time is the unarmed time and armed is the fly time. Then we've got efficiency below that, then 3D speed. There was no ground speed selectable in iNav. Throttle position, auto throttle, and throttle position, just throttle position. Okay, so speed, throttle position, not sure about that. We have got one throttle symbol though, on the bottom one, throttle position. So that's pretty cool. So it's not great. It obviously needs some work, but there is something there. Let's just see if the actual compass at the top is actually working. Let me take this out of cruise. So we go over the car. Right, let's see if the compass is working. No, that's just static. Let me just do a quick reset just to make sure. Yeah. Oh no, it's come back alive again. So when you switch OSDs, it does actually seem to inject some life back into some of the variables, which is quite interesting. Right. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of... It's quite windy, so I'm going to be careful. Let's do some fairly fast flying, and we'll then stabilise this footage. The wind is really picking up now. Let's do some flying down this field and over this edge, and I'll try and do the same route again when we put the rock steady on, so we can see if it makes much difference. Fly down towards the car, try and get a nice shot. Okay, these fields look amazing this time of year with the green and yellow banding. It's like you're flying over stripes. Well, they are stripes. Okay, I think that's enough of a test to test the stabilisation. Oh, looks like the horizon's locked again. Right, let's bring it into land. To land it into the wind if we can. And the wind has really picked up. Let's see if I can land it down the edge of this field, alongside the path where I'm parked. Hopefully this recording on the air unit has worked fine. Okay, summing up, visually absolutely incredible, more than I could have expected, to be honest with you. The jump from 720 to 1080, I didn't think it would be that noticeable, but actually it's significantly noticeable. In terms of, I've not done any long range today testing, but using my V1s when I fly over the power lines over there in that direction and at below 120 meters, I get about 3k and I start getting some breakup. Absolutely nothing with these, nothing at all. So really interested to do, when I get the chance, a range test and see, exactly how far these things will go. In terms of the recording. Let's go back to the workshop and analyse those recordings. I hope they worked out okay, and prepare some information to feed back to the devs about the OSD elements. But all in all, you know, moving in the right direction. Obviously not a patch on WTFOS, but you know, fingers crossed that the iNav devs and DJI and all the people that need to work together will work together and add this fantastic product to the fixed wing group of hobbyists. But obviously there are lots of other options. I'm just a DJI fan, a lot of other options out there. Walksnail looks absolutely amazing. The new HD0 looks really good. I'm not particularly keen on the visuals on those, but you know, for me, not having to wear contact lenses and come out with my glasses on so I can see everything I'm doing, that is just, it's just worth it for me on that front anyway. Okay, that's it, back to the workshop.
Boy, was it cold down there. My fingers are just about defrosted, Okay, so coming back and analysing all of the footage, unfortunately, I didn't get any footage from the air unit. Not sure why, whether I didn't set it up properly, I didn't press the record in the right sequence. These goggles are a configuration of the camera, and these goggles, it's far more sophisticated than the V1s. And I just took them out of the box and pretty much went down to the field with them. So yeah, we haven't got any footage to compare, so that'll be for another day, another video where we can go out in better lighting conditions, I might say, and when it's a bit warmer, and do some really good comparative tests between the footage we can get on the air unit, O3 air unit, compared to the Hero 6, and various forms of stabilisation with gyro flow and real steady, all that kind of stuff. But we did manage to get what we really wanted, which was the review of the current Betaflight compatibility OSD. So I'll be able to submit that report and all the information to the devs. Hopefully that will help. I'll do anything I can to help. I'm so grateful for all the work that they do, that anything I can give back is, you know, it will be more than a pleasure for me to do that. Okay, so yeah, so that's pretty much it. I'm just going to finish up with two more launches. I did 3 flights this afternoon, and my first launch was pretty poor. I didn't throw it hard enough, but I do think that this loose horn, I should have checked it, did play a part in some of my previous launches, because obviously there's a launch angle and trying to maintain that. And when you launch, it tries to maintain a launch angle, and if it's moving and the elevon is not moving according to command, it might do some crazy things. So yeah, I'm going to finish up here and leave you to see my 2 latest launches, which I do think I've got a little bit of improvement on, and maybe the side launch will be something that I'll do more and more of. I've got a link in the video description below to Mark Hoffman's video, which is worth watching if you do need a little bit of kind of tips and hints on auto launching with iNav. Okay guys, that's it. Until the next one, take care.
Bend the knees. Yes, I'm getting there. That was so much better. Right, let's try again. Dare we try the sidearm launch?
Ignition on. Return to launch.
Sidearm launch. Whoa, yeah, much better.